Hey, Heart Nation. Hey, in Detroit terms, what up, though? Hey, everybody. Welcome to Carla's channel, Heart to Heart Inspiration Podcast. We are live and we have another awesome show for you today. We are talking to some more heavy hitters in the film industry for the Detroit Filmmaker Awards. That is coming up on April 27th, 2025 in the D, also known as Detroit, Michigan. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel so you can get more up-to-date info and behind the scenes tea. So let us get started. We are going to have 5 people on today, and we're going to be going over some great information. So with no further ado, we're going to bring to the stage Jazar Riches. Hi, Jazar.
Hello, hi, how are you?
Hi, welcome to Carla's channel. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming on. Now, for you all who don't know who Jazar has almost a million, half a million. We're going to claim the million, though, Jazar.
Well, thank
She
you.
has a half a million followers at least because she is awesome on social media. So, Jazar is a social media influencer, a writer, director, and actor. Okay. So, Jazar, tell
Yes.
us, we want to get all into your tea today. Tell us,
Okay.
how did you get involved with so many
I,
hats? Where did it all begin?
you know what? I'm gonna honestly say for my mother, who was also a writer and director herself. So I kind of grew up in the business in a sense, but she was a playwright. So just that bug attached me, I guess. And I started off in a youth program called Mosaic Youth Theater. And it was up from there, So pretty much
Mhm.
just keeping myself involved in different things and learning the different attributes of the arts. And, you know,
Wow. So
so,
you were born into the business. That's that's
yes.
that's what they say, huh? I love that. Oh,
Thank
wow, I love that. So you have quite a few accolades. We had on Her Patio Productions last week, and they
Yes.
told us that you also had a big part in Say Grace, one of the
Yes.
first debuts that Her Patio Productions is putting on.
Absolutely. Shout out to the Her Patio production. That's my ladies. So yes, I was the director on that set. So and Debbie Spencer was the writer for Say Grace. Yeah,
All
so it was our
right.
first production and it was an all-women crew. I'm sure they already had told you. And so it was
Yeah.
very exciting to be able to have that experience. So
Yes, that's awesome. I'm so proud of you all. That's awesome.
thank you.
And just some facts about you.
Mhm.
You also won Best Feature Film and
Mhm.
Best Screenplay during the first Detroit Film Awards.
Yes.
All
Um,
right, how was that?
yeah, it was. That was such an amazing experience. My partner, in the business, Rodezon, him and I had did a film called Halt, and it was entered into the Detroit Film Festival. And to our surprise, we won Best Screenplay, Best Feature Film, and two of our main character actors won Best Actor and Actress. So it was an amazing experience. It was such a huge honor, and so I'm so grateful to be able to just be here again in this time in a different seat though, because I was nominated for an actress role, so that's cool.
Yes, yes, that's awesome. And I like because getting nominated in any type of category is always, such an honor and it helps you
Yes,
grow and, get that experience and climb higher heights.
yes, definitely.
And so for this Detroit Film Awards, I'm so
Mhm.
excited. I hope to see you there. I will be attending.
Yes. Oh, I can't
Yay.
wait to see you. That's awesome. I'm glad because they
Yes,
oh
I'll be
that's
in the
listen. These
room with
award
all
ceremonies be
my
so nice.
I can't wait. Everyone says great things about it. So,
Yeah.
and this year you also have a film being released called Fan of Mine, and that's produced by Dewan Ford, written and directed by you. Right? Did I get that
Yes.
right? Fan of
Correct.
Mine
Yes. Correct. Fan of
and
mine. So
Dewan
yes, it's
Ford. We had him on our first episode here.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, Dewan Ford is an amazing, amazing, amazing producer, amazing guy. He's just all around, just awesome. I call him my big brother. But yes, he produced the film, and it's called Fan of
Oh,
Mine. And my team, Coattail Collective, were behind the editing and shooting and everything of that nature. Yeah,
awesome. You are busy.
I'm
You are
trying to be,
busy.
trying to
So
stay
we're going
busy.
to play a trailer, Homeboy, and
Okay.
I believe you are nominated for Best Supporting Actress.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So we're going to play that
Okay.
and we're going to cue it up right now. Here we go.
What up, though? Hey, this the last week of school. What up, G?
What's good? What's good? What's up, baby?
Hey, yo, G.
Yo,
I'm gonna see you tonight, though, right?
bro, the party don't start till I get there. Come on now.
Hey, hey, yo. Y'all heard him.
Don't knuckleheads, man. Y'all been hanging since elementary school. Son, ain't nothing like having a true friend.
Whoa, this is not what you want. I am too grown for you.
Because we homeboys for life.
You want me to marry you? I'm tripping.
Come on, man. You expect him, fool.
I guess we're having a baby.
Okay, I'll admit, Marv, he has a few screws loose, but
Your friend is weird and he made you feel weird.
he's honest.
You don't feel the same way about me as I feel about you. If you insist on, turning in your bachelor card, I gotta give you the most lit bachelor party. Send you out the right way.
He's just a little jealous. But like I said, baby, I will talk to him.
We homeboys for life. It's about to be the best day of our lives. Sit here trying to fix your fuck up. I'll fix all of this shit. Because I got you. Because I love you, man. I know you love me too. Right? I did this shit for us.
All right. Let's give it up. All right, Jazar. Tell us, how did it feel being in that film?
So it's actually a funny story about this film, which is why I was super surprised when I was nominated for supporting actress, because what happened was my friend Ro Design was filming it, and on the set, the actress that was supposed to play the part that I initially was playing, something ended up happening on set, and they needed someone to come in quick and fill in. And so he called me and said, "Hey, they're in the need of an actress real quick. Can you come and fill in?" So I was like, "Okay." So I had not read the whole script. I didn't know what was going on. It's just some, friends. My friends. I love to support them. Sarita, shout out to Sarita Cheatham, who wrote the film. And so I got the script and I started reading and everything, and I just kind of jumped right in. So it was a very last minute situation for myself. I didn't actually even see the whole film until it was done. That was my first time even knowing what the script was about. So I was really surprised when they said, "Yeah, you nominated for best support," and I was like, "Really? I didn't even," So it's a really it's a great honor. So yeah.
Wow, look at that. That means you got skills.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, Jazar, I really appreciate you coming on and being a part of Carla's channel today. And I always like to end with my guests asking them what is one of their favorite quotes that they're living by today.
So right now, I don't know if it's a quote, but it is something I live by. Put God first. That is really my everything is put God first, and everything else should be added to you. So maybe it's more so a scripture, but that is what I live by.
I love it. And that's what matters. I agree. Put God first and everything else shall be added. And thank you so much. And we wish you nothing but the best in your career. You have a lot going on. And I can't wait to see everything that is ahead for you. And
Thank
we'll
you.
talk with you soon. Thank you so much, Jazar.
Thank you again, and thanks for having me. Look forward to seeing you.
Yes, thank you. All right. Hey, Heart Nation. Thanks for joining. Let's go to our comments for a second. We have watching from the south side of Chicago, Queen Sugar. We got Doris saying congrats. Thank you, Doris. And we got more watching. So if you're in the audience, go ahead and put in the chat where you're calling from, or if you know one of our guests. So next, we are going to go to Mauricio Dominguez. Hi, Mauricio. How are you?
Hi, Carla. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's great to see you.
Likewise, I am so happy to have you. Now, first, I just want to say I am just super excited for you because you stated that this is your first time being a part of the Detroit Filmmaker Awards. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. This is our first year participating and our first year nominated for a project.
Awesome. I know that must be a super feeling to have that your work is getting noticed and outside of the realms or the places that you may be used to getting those accolades. How is that? How did you feel when you got the notice?
Yeah, it was really, as you said. I think, yeah, you described it perfectly. It was very powerful experience. It was very exciting. Um, I had thought, maybe just because, of the amount of hard work that our cast and crew put into this project. You hope for, you always hope for the best. And so I was kind of just thinking, well, hopefully, we are able to make the selections. I know it's a very competitive, film industry, even here in our small town of Detroit. um so I was thinking, well, we'll just hope for the best and we'll see what happens. And I think the results just far exceeded my expectations, because we were nominated. Our short film Un Día Normal was nominated for 9 different categories. So that's even more than I could have possibly hoped for.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome. 9 categories. That is
Yes.
awesome. So kudos to you and your team for all the hard work that you're doing and that you've done. So tell us a little bit about yourself since you are new to the DFA awards session. Tell us about yourself.
Yes, absolutely. So I grew up in Southwest Detroit. My family originally migrated from Mexico. And so, we arrived in
The
Southwest
Attorney
Detroit,
General has
and that was where I was grew up in Southwest, and I was able to slowly find my way into working on and doing video editing. Did a lot of documentary, like short documentary work for a local theater, a youth theater in Southwest Detroit called Matrix Theater Company. And so in a way, I'm very grateful to them, because they, I had a couple good friends who were teachers there, who worked with the youth, and they reached out to me initially. That's how I got started. They reached out and said, "Hey, we know you're really passionate about film and you're like really wanting to get into video. How would you like to help us make a couple of videos about our youth programs, so that we can show people, kind of like the work we do and the impact that our programs have, on the youth?" And so that slowly, just kind of gave me plenty of practice. And I think just in continuing to work, continuing to study, telecommunication, media production, wherever I could in Henry Ford College or in Specs Howard, it slowly kind of began opening doors to the point that I was able to go into video and now film production, thankfully.
Nice. Now, I'm glad that you mentioned that, talking about the different areas that you had an impact on early on. Winning this award and being a part of the Detroit film industry, what is that doing for Detroit, and what is it doing in for your community in particular?
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of the things that I've been, and that I've been able to see is just having the opportunity to show the film, within our local community in Southwest Detroit, but also showing it at a few different schools. And I am just very, very happy, and it's exciting to see that a lot of our schools or a few, at least a couple that I know of, some of our schools in Detroit are now starting to get access to have a film production lab, or film equipment for their students, high school students to work on. I think the advances in technology, and the fact that we are having these opportunities for youth, in high school, to be able to get a head start working with these tools, I'm just very, very excited for them, because it's something that, I wish I had when I was in high school.
Mhm.
And so, and this is something that I feel like I've spoken with other fellow filmmakers, friends about, is, we're excited to see where the film industry, where it goes in Detroit, because there seems to be because there's a bit easier access to the technology, and like there's more opportunities for youth and for filmmakers to show their work. It's almost like a boom. It feels like, like we're on the
Yeah.
verge of like a boom of film production in Detroit. So that's exciting. And taking into account, that all of this is happening even while we still don't have, formalized, incentives, film incentives from the state. So that's another thing that hopefully, I mean, it's been exciting to see just kind of like the collective efforts of everybody in the film community in Detroit and in Michigan.
Mhm.
So it's I'm excited to see what comes next for our city and for our state.
Yes, me too. And it is a boom. I was telling some other guests that I had on from Detroit that it seems like every movie that I'm watching, I see the Detroit statue, I see the lake, I see so many Detroit, icons and things in the background that I'm like, this is another Detroit film. So you are absolutely right. It is a boom. And I'm glad that you all are able to share it with the schools and things like that. So hats off to you and your crew on everything that you're doing to make an impact. And we have a trailer from
Yeah.
your film. I'm so excited. So what can we see, and what is the background? What are you hoping that the audience gets from this trailer to make them want to see the movie?
Yeah, of course. I think the context that I can add is that, our short film is based on a true story. Is based on my family story, something that my family lived through, when regards to immigration enforcement. And so for that reason, we wanted to make a film that would just speak about the impact, that immigration enforcement and the way that it's carried out in particular has on a lot of families and communities, which I think, it's sad. We had initially made it almost as a cautionary tale of like trying to warn people, like, let's not head in this direction. And the sad reality is that, unfortunately, today, I feel like it's even more relevant than ever, just seeing what we're seeing happen in different, immigrant communities across the country. So I think
Yes.
what I would like just to kind of is to kind of for the audience to just kind of get a feel for what are some of the struggles, the difficulties that a lot of families in this country, especially families with a mixed immigration status, have to deal with. Because at the end of the day, despite all of the I think very often amongst all the political views and the arguing, the bickering, like we lose sight of the fact that there's human lives at the center of this issue. So I just want to remind people of the human aspect, the human side of the immigration issue.
I like that. And I appreciate you bringing it to the forefront. So let's take a look at the trailer.
The Attorney General has announced the end of the program known as DACA, ending protection from deportation for some undocumented immigrants.
¿Ya viste? Van a cancelar.
Un día a la vez, mía.
As if, why haven't they become citizens? DACA doesn't allow you to become a citizen. You have to keep renewing it every 2 years.
I need to know that you can take care of your own stuff, Esme. I can't take responsibility with myself.
I shouldn't have been out smoking, right? Should have gotten busted.
Well, it certainly didn't help. What are you gonna do if it doesn't get approved? Have you even thought about that?
Aren't you worried you could dip it?
We're officers with the Department of Homeland Security. We're here to arrest you.
Wait, why?
Because you're living in the country.
Like, I'm freaking out right now. Immigration is here to hurt me.
Okay, slow down. What are you right now?
I'm back to the house.
Taking back to the house.
What? Why? Yeah.
Because our mother's there.
Don't you get it? With all these deportations, people are scared.
They probably should be. Maybe don't break the law next time.
If you're an undocumented immigrant, a U.S. state, you work.
No quiero que me...
Wow, powerful. That was really powerful. I really like how you captured that. And when did you start working on this? How long ago?
I feel like we began started writing the script, working on pre-production in September of 2022, and then we went into
that was way before a lot of this started out.
Yeah, and we were working on the production in the spring of 2023, and then I feel like the rest of 2023 in post when we were finishing in early 2024.
Wow. Kudos to you. It's very powerful. I think it's a must-see for a lot of people, just to understand and have some empathy. It's not for, you don't have to have a political, weigh in about it, just to understand some of the emotions that happens,
Exactly.
I appreciate that. And I thank you for the courage to even put it together and put it out there. And I wish you and your team much love. Now, as we get ready to wrap it up, are you going to be at the Detroit Film Awards?
Yes. Thank God willing, I that's my goal. I will be there.
Yes, same here. And I look forward to meeting you. So what is next for you?
Yeah. So we are wrapping up. Actually, we're in the last couple of months of the film festival run for Un Día Normal. We're still waiting to hear back on a couple of festivals, but I think what I'm most excited to put together next is I'm hoping to be able to put it together a film series along with a couple of other filmmakers. A film series on immigration topics that we're hoping to be able to bring to different college campuses, not just to show the films, but also to have a conversation. I feel like the most important part is just being able to have a dialogue afterwards, and primarily bringing these films, to make it more accessible for people in different cities, different campuses to be able to see it. I think that's what we're working on now, and we're hoping to be able to start bringing this to campuses here pretty soon. I know we're coming up on the end of the spring semester, but we're putting things in the works so that hopefully starting in the fall we can start touring this film series.
Awesome. Much love to you all. And to end us, what is one quote that you're living by today?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like what I've been trying to practice is just to show gratitude and to appreciate and make the most out of the people and the relationships who are able to be there for us. Who are, I think sometimes perhaps our expectations. We would like if more people could support but I think what I've just tried to practice is to be grateful for the people that are part of our lives and that are able to participate and to help and to just embrace that. So that's what I'm trying to focus more on today, is just being there for the people that are there for me and supporting one another as best we can.
I like that. Being grateful for the people you do have in your life and who are supporting you right now. Shut out all the noise of the other people, of the other processes and resources that are not there and that are not supportive of you, and focus on what you do have and make the best of it. I appreciate you, Mauricio. Thank you so much. And we're rooting for you and the rest of your team. Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Carla.
All right, that is awesome. And we're going to go back to some more of our comments. And remember, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. And we have a comment in here. Good luck to all the nominees. Excited to see you. And I have one from Yamoma. Moma. I hope I said that correctly. If I didn't, please forgive me. And it is in Spanish, I believe. So, I think it says congratulations. So thank you for that. And then we also have Shanice saying, let's go. Awesome. Mr. said, where can we see Mauricio's film? I'll get that to you. And a very powerful trailer. And Rodriguez Sitatali, please forgive me if I pronounced it incorrectly, also said congratulations and clapping hands. So thank you all. And keep those comments coming. So next to the stage, we are going to bring on Miss Renika McQueen.
Hi.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I look a mess, but I'm here. Hi.
Hey, Queen. You are a queen no matter what.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I am so happy to have you on. I got to just tell the audience, Renika,
Okay.
how I actually met you. And it was through a Facebook group, and you were promoting your movie.
Yes,
A
ma'am.
Stranger in Our House.
Yeah.
It was late on a Friday night. I was up and I was like, let me check out this movie.
Thank you.
It's a series. First of all, let me correct myself. It's a series.
Mhm.
And I finished that whole series that night.
Oh, well, thank you for watching. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I really do.
I binge watched it the whole season, and I was like, and I typed back in that Facebook group, I'm like, oh my goodness, that is awesome. I would love to have you on my podcast. And so I have been just a fan of yours ever since. So I just want to say kudos to you, because you put yourself out there, and it paid off, because we may think that people know who we are or know our work, but there's always somebody that you haven't tapped into or that's untouched by what you've done. So putting yourself out there, I think, was awesome. And I'm glad and happy to have met you, because I've told all my family, friends, and I'm promoting it still on social media.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I remember that. And I remember you saying that you were going to support and watch it. So I really appreciate it. And I want to say kudos to you as well, because you have been on go mode since I've met you. And, congratulations to everything that you're doing too.
Oh, thank you. And I credit you, because you put me in the circle, and I appreciate that. I'm learning so much.
Listen, one thing I don't
know.
mind doing is sharing resources or introducing people, networking people. If I can do something for you, it doesn't cost me a thing. It doesn't hurt me to help somebody else. So I didn't mind at all.
I love that. And one of the things about you, Renika, when I
Mhm.
ask, what are 3 things you want the fans to know about you? And I love your response. You say that I'm passionate about filmmaking, yes. And you also say that you want to be known as a great person and a great mother. That is
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah.
You don't hear that too much. What made you say that? In all the things, what makes you so passionate that you want people to remember you as a great person and a great mother?
For one, my kids are the most important thing to me in this world. I can't lie. So, if they're happy, I'm happy. If they're unhappy, then I'm not happy. So, I mean, my kids is just, I'm not gonna lie, they're just my number one priority. That's what my heart is, my weakness, my strength. So, I just that's what I want. I just want to be the best mother that I can be. I know I'm not going to be perfect, but I want to be the best mother that I can be. And just far as being known as a good person, your name means everything. Your character, your name. You can leave here tomorrow and people will still have great things to say about you. So while I am here though and still walking, I want people to know that hey, she's a good person. You know what I'm saying? I never mean anybody any harm. I like to mind my business, stay out the way, and just do the things that I think make God happy.
I love that. I like because one thing you said is um your weakness is your children also, and
Mhm.
that's so true
Yeah,
because we are. People don't like to admit that, but our weakness is our children. I know for me it is. You try to
yeah,
be tough and everything, but really, um, it's hard to turn that off, because you want the best for your children.
you do.
Everything we do is
Hmm.
for our children, to have a better life and everything.
Yeah, and so
One of the other things is no, go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm
I hear you.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say no. I was just gonna say when I say that they're my weakness, they're also my strength because just what you just said. Like I want to do
Yes.
the best that I can so that I can always be here to help my children when they need it.
Yes. And we are pulling up the trailer now. So I just also say they've also won the Choice Award for Cain and Abel from the Detroit Film Awards.
Yeah.
And you're still very proud of that. When was that? Tell us about that.
I think it was in 2020. I don't even want to say 2021 or something like this. It's been a couple of years ago, but I'm still very proud of that. Cain and Abel was my second baby. I was still learning so much, and I feel like I did at that time the best job that I can do. So just to be nominated and to win an award for that, it was very humbling and very nice. So I'm thankful for that. It's right here on my desk too.
Awesome. I love that. And you're a sponsor for the DFA this year. And kudos to you. What has this done for you and, being a part of the Detroit film industry for you and the community?
For me, I think it just has given me a different lifestyle. It's given my children, my family a different lifestyle. We're traveling more, we're doing more, networking more, and so it's just a totally different space from me working a regular 9 to 5, which is nothing wrong with that at all. But it just gives me more time to spend with my family. That's the first thing that I really appreciate about it. When I was working before for 17 years as a correction officer, I missed a lot of holidays. I missed a lot of things because I was working 12 to 16-hour shifts, and now I make my own schedule. So that's what it's done for me personally. Far as for the community, I just see how well Detroit is growing. I see all the people getting into the film industry. I see how that it is allowing people to notice us, notice Detroit. We're actually coming to life. And so it's not just us, it's our Lions are doing great, the Pistons are doing great, the film industry is doing great. So I think this is just a great time for Detroit, period.
Period. I love it. It is. It's a great time for Detroit. So
Yeah.
we're going to play your trailer. You are nominated for Best Series. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. And we're going to see, tell us about what we're going to see in this trailer and what is it that you want the audience to get out of it?
So what I want them to get out of it is I want them to find it interesting enough to go watch it. If they have not watched it, it's available on Prime and Tubi. So you can go watch it there. And I want them to get out of it also that I am one of the filmmakers who takes pride in what I do. I'm very passionate about it. And I try to put things out that are quality work. So that's the two things that I want them to get out of it. And what you guys are about to see, it's just a little bit because it's 5 episodes, I'm sorry. A little bit of each episode rolled together, pretty much telling the story of what it's about, the stranger in their home.
And it's powerful. Here we go.
Thank you.
We now have a name for our perp. No more composite sketch guy. His name is Derek. Derek Brown.
When I get a chance to call him, I'm gonna tell him exactly how much of a monster their son really is. It's falling apart.
Whatever you done got yourself wrapped up in so tightly, you need to let it go. This is your family. This is your father.
What exactly?
Calm down, friend. Justice will prevail.
Yeah, justice better prevail, or I'm going to jail.
Yes. I love it.
I'm so proud of it. Oh gosh.
Awesome. You gave us just enough.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Thank
I
you.
love it. It's so unexpected, but it's so real. You know, and I know why it's nominated because it's so good. And hats
Thank
off, of course, to everyone who's nominated in that category for Best
Yes.
Series. And what is next for you for Stranger in Our House?
So right now we are in post-production for season 2. I actually got the first 2 episodes sent to me. The first one is fully done, colored, everything. The second one, I'm still making some edits on it and things like that. So I'm just getting that and getting ready, get it done so that I can release it. And then I have 2 other feature films that are written and completed. I can do that, or I have another series that I'm working on that I may do. So really, I just don't know. But the very first thing that I do know is I'm going to be releasing The Stranger in Our House in a few months, season 2.
Yay. I can't wait for it.
I can't wait for you
Awesome.
guys
You got
to
some
see
great
it.
acting. I love that you are so ready yourself, right? You have
Yeah.
that feeling like I put all this work in and I want the people to see the fruits of my labor.
Yes. Yes.
I love it. And I love the actors that you have in here. I had also sat down with Mr. Grover McCants, one of my earlier interviews, and it was a pleasure having him on as well. He had great reviews about you and just how you carry yourself and how you run your productions. He had great things
Thank
to
you.
say.
That's nice. Thank you, Grove.
Yes, yes. So, Renika, as we close out with you, you also have another film that I love, and I want you to get a plug in for that as well. A Family Divided. So
Oh,
that's
that's
also
my baby.
out.
That's my baby. Yep, that's my baby. I love A Family Divided. That's my baby.
Yes, it's so good. So you all check it out as well. These are not your typical storylines. You're going to really enjoy it. So, Renika, what is one quote you are living by today?
I got this, you get that. Basically meaning I mind my business, you mind yours. And that's just what it is. And I'm taking care of this over here. You take care of that over there.
All right now. I like that. And that is so true. Okay, stay in your lane.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm going to stay in mine.
I like that. And it's all good. We're supporting one another, but let me do me. Let me express myself creatively and do what I do, and you do what you do, and the world will be a better place.
Yes, most definitely.
I love it. I love it. Well, kudos to you again for your
Thank
best series nomination. And I hope to see you at the DFA Awards. I'm such a fan. And so I can't wait to see you. And kudos on all you're doing and everything that you have coming up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome. Thank you. All right. We are so happy to have everyone coming on. This is so exciting. So, if you haven't heard about it yet and you're in the Detroit area or you're willing to travel, it is the Detroit Filmmaker Awards going to be held April 27th in Detroit, Michigan. So, if you haven't already, feel free to get your ticket. And we're going to bring our next awesome actor to the stage, Mr. Don Snipes. Yay!
How are you?
How are you, Don?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
You are very busy, so I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come on Carla's channel.
I appreciate you for having me. It's been cool watching,
Yes.
just looking at all the interviews, and it's a wonderful time in our city right now.
Say it again for the people in the back. I love that. And what's making it so great, Don? What is making it so great from your perspective, bringing Detroit onto the map?
One of my favorite things about filmmaking is the art of collaboration. Filmmaking is not a one-man band kind of thing. It was good to see Jazar on earlier and see her nominated for Homeboy. I actually was a co-director for the movie. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, it was it was good, when we put that together. But yeah, just the art of collaboration and seeing so many different creatives come together to get something done. That's my favorite part about all of this. I mean, acting's cool, directing's cool, writing, but outside of that, really getting the opportunity to really bring people together, and everyone has a different skill set, everyone bringing something different to the table. I actually enjoy that the most. Sometimes it goes good, sometimes it's challenging, but overall, once it's done, it's like, you can sit back and say, hey, I was a part of that. And that's something that's special to me.
Yes. You all do have something special in Detroit. You really do. As I am talking to more of the people in the film industry from Detroit, I learned about Collective Studios. I was wondering why I was seeing so many of the same actors and actresses in different movies. It's because you all are all in Detroit, mainly. And it does seem like you all have a great chemistry and art that you're putting together. I think you all are a shining example to the rest of the world, actually. I do, with what you're doing there.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I heard you also mention one of the brothers that was in a film that I co-produced and starred in, Grover McCants.
Yes.
Shout out to him as well. Again, just there have been so many people, throughout the years that have really been pushing this thing and pioneering, filmmaking, independent filmmaking here in Detroit. Unlike any other city, like a LA, a Chicago, and even Atlanta currently, they have been doing it for quite some time. And LA just has a certain type of infrastructure. We're kind of pioneering it, if you will, our own way. There are just things here that some cities can't do the way that we do. And again, we're growing, we're learning, and there's still some kinks that we're gonna have to work out. But outside of that, you know, a lot of people are passionate about filmmaking here, and you know, I'm excited for the future.
I am too. And I just love the characters that you've played. I had on Charles Kennedy last week and talked to him about his role in I Wish I Could See Heaven, you know, and the nominations that he has. And that's awesome. I enjoyed seeing you in that. And also 10 Toes Down. Of course, you're phenomenal in that. Phenomenal in that. But tell us, how do you feel about your nomination for I Wish I Could See Heaven?
Man, heaven is special. You know, working with my brother Zachary Cunningham. We've been working with each other for a minute now on a few different projects. So, you know, he called me up one day, and our goal always was to just kind of do it our own way. So to be able to come together with Zach, Chuck, Henri Franklin, and say, hey, look, let's put our heads together. Let's put our resources together to co-produce a film. And, you know, we made it happen. So I'm excited. And while we were doing the film, it really was a, you know, family kind of thing going on. You know, Henri had his two sons on set. My aunt, someone who inspired me to even get into filmmaking, she was able to be a part of it as well. So, yeah, I'm excited about Heaven. And also, more recently, we sent it to the Denton Black Film Festival, and we actually won our first award. We won runner-up for Best Feature Film in the Denton Black Film Festival. So, yeah,
Wow.
I'm excited about it.
I am excited for you too. Hats off to the nomination, to you and everyone. And you did send us the trailer of it. We did play it last week, but I actually have queued up 10 Toes Down, I believe. Do I have? I do. I have. I see having queued up. My producer just told me we do have it queued up. So yay, awesome! I thought I got them mixed up there. So here we go. Here's the trailer.
See that? Now that's heaven over there. Ain't nothing over here for folk like us. Never underestimate what a new beginning can do for you. We're gonna get over that one day.
I suppose you already know that your mom's not getting any worse. And she's not getting any better either. I think it's time that we start considering a few options.
I'm here as a replacement.
She's a beautiful woman.
You.
So how's my girl?
Still holding on, same old, same old.
Twin, is that you?
Twin. Really is you, huh?
What are you into?
An interesting. You know, contractor. A little really. Some staffing. I do decent.
There's an opportunity to retire.
You told me there was no retirement in this game.
I did. But the amount of money you'd be paid, you'd never have to work another day in your life.
I'm into some trouble. I need to go away for a long time. And I need you to take care of my mother for me.
I should have never let you in this game.
You didn't have a choice. I'm my parents' child, remember?
I love you, boy. You know that, right? You gotta be strong now.
You know what I see when I look at my reflection? A shadow. Nothing real, nothing intangible. Just a shade casting in.
I wish that I had heaven. I wish she had.
Wow. Awesome, Don. Thank you for that trailer. We did not play that trailer last week, so that was good. That was a different one. So thank you for that. That was great.
I think I'm gonna get an updated one.
Yeah. You got some great comments in the chat. People are saying congratulations. Speak about the growth, doing it the D way. They are loving it. And Don, I just want to thank you again for coming on. And to end us with our session with you, tell us one quote you're living by today.
Man, always work on being your authentic self. That's it for me. I think so many of us, whether we're artists or just, we're fathers, mothers, you name it. We live our life in such a way where sometimes, people succumb to the pressure of, what people think about them. And many of us don't really strive to just be authentic and honor, all the good that comes with that and the bad. And so, yeah, just, strive to be your authentic self.
I love that. And I like what you said, no matter what comes with it, the good and the bad, be your authentic self. So I love that. Thank you, Don. I'm so excited about all of your accomplishments, all the movies that you have been in, that you have played. I love to see the versatility of all of you all. Actually, in the D, you can really see you all with that versatility of your acting. So kudos to you and all you got going on. And I can't wait to see you, hopefully, at the awards. And we'll talk soon. Got to have you back on. You got too many movies. I got to have you back.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'll be available anytime. Just let me know.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care.
Have a good night.
All right. Thank you so much. Now, coming to the stage right now, Janaya Black. Now, I don't know if you all have seen her movies, her work. Janaya is an awesome writer, director, producer. She has some more titles, y'all, but she was just like, okay, that's enough. That's enough for the people today. So, Janaya, thank you so much for patiently waiting to grace us with your presence. I am just in awe of all of your work. You have so many nominations for the DFA. Oh my goodness. How does it feel to have so many and have so many of your actors and actresses also being nominated?
It feels amazing to be recognized by your peers. So I'm truly thankful that people are taking notice of our work and that the actors that have worked so hard are getting the recognition that they deserve.
Yes, yes. So, how did you've been around the DFA for a while now. I would say, how has it been seeing this growth?
It's been wonderful to see the growth. I think that Darren Brown, who is the founder of it, he has done a really good job in really involving the community and really encompassing what filmmaking is about with the way he goes about selecting the films and doing the judging and things of that nature. So I'm really happy for the progression of it.
Yes, yes. I am too. It's wonderful to see. Now, you have some heavy hitters. You have Swallow, Beautiful Rage, 10 Toes Down. Did I forget any, Janaya? Did I get
No,
them
those
all?
are the three that have been nominated. Yeah.
I enjoyed Swallow so much. We played that last week. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. That's a good one. You all in the audience, you got to go watch Swallow. Beautiful Rage really resonated with me. I talked about that with Tanja Ayers too. Some of the social impact that it has and domestic violence awareness and things like that, or awareness. And then 10 Toes Down. Awesome. All of these are just so awesome and not your typical storyline. So I appreciate all the great writing that you put into that. So with all of these, you got some steamy scenes too, in 10 Toes Down and some of your other movies. You do. How do you establish that trust and that chemistry amongst your crew and your cast to accomplish that?
Well, for the steamy scenes in 10 Toes Down, I cannot take credit for that. That was directed by Rocky Black and Tanja. I was a producer and the editor for that. But as far as building chemistry with the actors, rehearsals are very important to me, and that's why we typically try to cast Detroit talent, because rehearsals are imperative, and it's harder to do that with people out of town, doing it via Zoom and everything, because I like to get them together and we do exercises to build that chemistry, that camaraderie, so that when they get on screen, it looks authentic.
Yeah, it really does look authentic. And the acting and the people that you have in your films, they look authentic too. And they really look, well polished and groomed. And, it's a joy to see them. And I would say kudos to you and your team for really taking the time to go the extra mile with them.
Thank you. We've just been blessed with some really great actors who are willing to dedicate themselves and do the work it takes to make the projects come out the way that they're supposed to.
They come out excellent. Yes. And that's why you have so many nominations. That's right. You got so many nominations. And I love it. I can't wait to see, all that it comes to fruition for you and your team. And you did give us a trailer. We got a couple of trailers from you, and I got to have you back, Janaya, because you got so many nominations, so many movies. I just want to talk about them all. But I think we have, which one do we have queued up? We have for you 10 Toes Down, Beautiful Rage, and Swallow. Out of those, which one would you like for us to play?
Let's do Beautiful Rage.
Okay. Beautiful Rage. Let's see. Here we go.
Have a look at that story, Jackson. I don't know if I could keep doing this. Don Langston is obviously a nutcase. Do you see what she did to that man? No sane person could do that. Hello, Miss Langston. My name is Vanessa Jackson. As you know, I will be conducting the interview you requested from the Woman's Lit magazine. Listen, I'm an eye or not. I remember a saying that I once heard my grandmother say, "Time heals all wounds." After my sister died, correction, after my sister was murdered, I kept hearing my grandmother's voice in my head assuring me that time was going to heal my wounds. I tried to listen to her, but eventually the darkness that was continually growing in my heart drowned her voice out for good. It was at that point that I decided to do what I needed to do to help my own wounds heal.
Beautiful Rage, The Break of Dawn. Awesome. I love that. It really resonated. And I like, what is the message that you hope to get out with that film?
That there are consequences for doing things outside of God's way. That's the message. So this, that was a story about a woman who took the law into her own hands. And while the world may cheer for that and we may understand why she did it, she still had to pay the consequences for it. So all my stories kind of have a message to it that, whether it's done to a person or done by a person, the underlying message is that there's always consequences for not doing it God's way.
Wow, that's deep. I wasn't expecting that, Janaya. I like that, and it puts me a little closer to the messages in your movies, and they all do. They all have great messages behind them, whether it's infidelity, adultery, like you said, this one, revenge. Um, all of them do, and I appreciate your talent and all that you're doing. So, what are you looking for most to the Detroit Film Awards?
Just being among my peers and getting to celebrate the hard work that we're doing. It's an honor to be nominated, whether we win or not. I'm just looking forward to just being around other filmmakers and getting to enjoy the experience.
Yes, yes, I agree. And it's so awesome. And so when you go to the grocery store and people are saying, Janaya, Janaya, hi, or they're coming up to you wanting your autograph. And what do you ever get a chance to say anything? What is it like being a star in your town?
I literally have never had that happen. Somebody comes to me in a grocery store. But I mean, it is a wonderful feeling for people to recognize you for your work. And typically in, the movie sphere is where people recognize me. And it's always an honor to fellowship and network with people who know my work and who enjoy it, or people that I can share information with. Because my husband and I, we've been making movies and in film since 2004. So we're just like, we're excited about how the industry has grown here, and just seeing all the filmmakers who are just living their dreams. It's really it's come a long way since then. So it's a very exciting time, and I'm really happy for everybody that's doing it.
Okay, well, awesome. Hats off to you and your husband. That's great. I love that the husband wife duo and all that you all have going on. So to close us up, Janaya, I really do appreciate your patience and sticking with us, and
Thanks for
just
having me.
sharing your talent with us. And you could be doing anything else. I'm so glad you decided to be on the show. What is some advice that you can give to those inspiring to be in film today, whether it's in front of the camera or behind the camera?
The biggest piece of advice I could give would be study your craft. Study the craft to understand not only the fun part of it, which is if you're actor being in front of the camera, just doing it. Learn the business of it so that you have realistic expectations about what it takes to really thrive in this business, because it is a business at the end of the day. And a lot of people, they jump into it thinking it's a way to make a quick buck, and it's not that at all. It's really a lot of hard work.
Wow, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. That's great advice. And you got to get used to those no's and the slowness that may come with it as well.
Yeah, 'cause film
And
is hurry up and wait. That's what it is. Being on set is a lot of hurry up and wait. And then prior to getting on set, pre-production is a lot of important preparation. I actually have a production class where I take you through A to Z and showing how important pre-production is, because if you spend that time in pre-production, you can avoid a lot of pitfalls while you're on set.
Oh, I like it. So you are educating as well. And that's so awesome that you're doing that. And there is one question in the chat, Janelle. It says, are auditions closed for the films you posted last week?
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, the auditions are now closed because, well, at least for the Unconnected project, the auditions are closed. We are still casting for Egregious. And if you follow us on our social media at Blacksmith Enterprises, both on Facebook and Instagram, please follow the instructions, because like I tell people all the time, the ability to follow instructions is what dictates whether or not you get hired. Because if you cannot follow instructions from the beginning, that tells us you're not going to listen on set. So please read and follow the instructions.
All right. I love that connection. That's great insight from the director and producer point of view. So thank you for that.
No
And
problem.
so, Janaya, thank you so much. And we appreciate you. And just close us out with a quote that you're living by today.
Oh, of course. My favorite quote is, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, and all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. That's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6.
All right. And she is a woman of God. Thank you so much, Janaya. We appreciate you and all your words of wisdom. Take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Good night, Heart Nation. Thank you for hanging with us. It's been great. And we're going to close it out. Again, my voice is going out, but thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Same time, same station. Good night, everyone. Good night, Heart Nation.